I'm back here with a look at Myro. We're going to take a look at that here in a second. Do have a few things I want to talk about here. Obviously, everybody's in panic mode, right? Markets crashing. And I mean, everything is doom and gloom right now out there, right? Especially if you look at Twitter and everything else. Nothing is broke yet as far as this trend line goes with Bitcoin. Do I believe Bitcoin could be done as far as upward action goes? Yeah, I personally I think it's a very good possibility that Bitcoin is topped out. Does that mean I'm right? No, obviously not. It has done 5 waves here. This is on a weekly chart. It does not mean it can't come back down and do another wave up, right? If we come out here, let's go out on a monthly and take a look here. Let's put a fib on this and see where we're at. Okay. Went up through that 1618. Boy, I remember when we were back below 102 here. Way back below there, actually. That's here in 2021, so yeah, didn't seem like a very long bear market, quite honestly, not at all. But you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What about 2 years there before it fired back up again? Yeah, I mean, even back here, 2017 to 2021's peak. What do we have here? No, I'm sorry, wrong tool there. Let's get it. Let's grab this once and find out. I'm very curious here how far date range. 2017 peak to 2021 peak. 1,431 days. All right, 1,431. This peak, to get to 1,431 would be what, about right there. Around October 1st would have been peak to peak. Basically same time as 2017 to 2021. October 1st. That would have been, and I mean, there you go. I mean, it topped out right about there, huh? That was it, right there. October 1st, the month, yeah. Pretty crazy, right? I think Bitcoin's more likely going to go into an ABC here. I think the altcoins still have some running to do. If you come out here on a daily chart with Bitcoin, just my outlook here, I think this thing has a little bit more room to come down, probably around 90, 96, around 96. That would complete this. I mean, it could head back. It could head up now. I mean, it doesn't have to come down anymore. Or it could crash and burn and be done for good. We'll see. I think it still has this wave to finish right down high 95, 96,000. Do have a little bit to go, I believe, on this. That puts that target 95.9 right around there. That would bring it down and touch this trend line. This if you can zoom out on a weekly, excuse me, we have this trend line coming up through here. Get this bit off here. That it's touched numerous times through here. I think it's going to come down and touch it again. And if it holds, I believe something like this is going to happen with Bitcoin right here. You can have your A wave down, B wave back up to a 618. Probably going to have, people are going to be going crazy. I think the altcoins are going to run here. I think Bitcoin dominance is going to break down there. And then this C leg to the downside. And I think that's probably it. That'll probably be the end. How long could this last? Probably, a couple months maybe. If it works out like that, if it runs back up here for a B wave, that would be a run back up, and you'd have euphoria in the market. The bull runs back on, blah blah blah, right? That would take it back up to what, 114, 114 to 117. Yeah, that would get people excited again, right? I mean, the weekly RSI, look right down at the very bottom. It's at a 10.1 and a 10.79. So it'll be reset in a couple days here. You got the daily just about at the bottom, an 8 and a 19, right? So don't be shocked. If it comes that would complete this 5 wave, especially on a daily here, and see if we get this B wave back up. If we do, that's a very good sign. I really didn't want to see it lose this over here yesterday. But the more I looked at it last night after I put out that Caspa video, it would make sense here for this 5th wave to come down here. All right, so if you're counting Elliott waves, that would definitely make sense. And then run back up, right back up to this resistance level right here that it hit before. Right at the 114 area, 114, 115. It hit it here, got rejected. Came up, hit it here, got rejected. Watch for it to come up again and get rejected. At a double top right here. Boom, boom, roll over. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, right? Everybody's got their own theory out there. I'm well aware of that. I've seen it. The crypto bubbles having a nice bounce, which is perfectly normal after a big pullback like that with Bitcoin and the rest of the market. You're going to get these, right? Perfectly normal. This is for the day. If we look at the week, pretty red week, right? Not as bad as you would think, though. 14%, 10%. Some of these, mostly between 10 and 20%. Roughly 19, 15, 18, 16, 14, 19, 19, 13, 16, 10. Then you got some of them, Dash, Zcash, ICP, stuff that people are not buying right now, right? Or have not bought for this bull run. I can't see why anybody would have bought Zcash or Dash. This is stuff, though, that, it goes during an alt season. Right, look at ICP up 65% for the day, or for the week. I'm sorry, it was up quite a bit yesterday. What's it up to? It's down a little bit today, down 5%. All right, but today you got ZK up 50%. ZK Sync ranked number 99. What else is really rolling today? XPL ranked number 94. It's up 33%. Zcash, once again, 22% today. So you do have stuff starting to pop out there, right? And if we come over here and take a look at the total 3, all right? First off, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. All right, good sign yesterday. Did not get back up through that resistance area. I was watching for that. We definitely don't want to see this thing break back up in this wedge, right? Came up yesterday. Right here's the wick from yesterday. Let me grab my arrow. Right here is the wick, and it got rejected. Okay, so it did come back up, back test this, got rejected. Now we're looking for a breakdown, right? And get this alt season going. I'm totally sticking with that. I totally believe that is what's going on here, and I believe that's going to happen. I got to stick with my theory that I've been stuck with, for months and months and months. The daily, you can see here, it's right at the very top, for Bitcoin dominance. So good to see, right? Definitely want to see that. Maybe a double top here, top here, top here. You got wicks up through here, but the closing candles, double top on the daily, roll up, that's bearish. So that's looking good. You got Bitcoin dominance looking fine. There's a good case out there for both sides, right? The bears and the bulls. But I am in agreement with, I think Bitcoin is topped, right? If you look at the total market cap, this is what really kind of convinces me about Bitcoin. I mean, look at this. All right, it has done pretty much a 1618. You can also count, your 5 waves, numerous places, right? But if you're counting the bigger waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right, you got 5 of them right there, just like Bitcoin has done. You got the monthly rolling over, the weekly. The weekly is reset, probably for an ABC, right? Has not come down and touched this trend line at all, so it's still nothing broken here. If you want to get technical about things, there's nothing broken here yet. The daily just about reset, and just like everything else, you can see it right here. Just like Bitcoin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Does this have some more down room to go yet? No, it's pretty close. The total market cap. This is probably going to run up for a big ABC here. Because this includes Bitcoin and Ethereum in it. Now, if we come out here and look at the total 3, which is all the altcoins, everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, what do we got in here? Let's get this off here. All right, you can count the waves as well as I can, right? What do we got in there? All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Nothing. These wicks are okay. The closing candles is what we're worried about. And we're looking for a 5th wave up yet. Okay? This is everything excluding Bitcoin and ETH. The weekly RSI reset. It's at a 728 and a 728. So that's ready to turn up. It came back down here and back tested that. The daily, just about at the bottom. And there you go with the 5 waves. Again, like everything out there has done this, right? 3, 4, 5. The target for that was down through here. It wicked down through, came back up, and is on the upside of this wedge again, right? This should probably be out a little bit here. That's the top thing with that. It's going to rip back up at, it's going to be back up out of here. It's going to run this 5th wave back up. Okay, and the monthly probably, the monthly don't look too hot on a lot of stuff. I think that's because this big pull down we've had. Last month, red month, and this month so far after 3 straight green months. Then we got our big pullback here. Come out on that weekly. You can see the wave count, right? This is not what it is right here. I know people out there right now are going, oh well, you got 5 right here. No. That's not correct. Okay. You could count 5 waves in there. Yeah, you could count them, but it's more gonna look like this when it's done. Okay. I'm sticking with this because I believe it. In my heart, I believe this is what's happening. Okay? And the 5th wave back up here. I truly do. I think this correction's done. I think it's time for this to start marching back up to the upside. All right? This has done a full 5 waves down. On the weekly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's taken about a month and a half to get accomplished. But hopefully it is finally over, and we can get moving here. If you take the measurement, this 5th wave, there you go, just about dead on, right? And if we come over to the total 2, that's the total market cap, just excluding Bitcoin. So this includes Ethereum. There you go with your 5 waves again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can tell you without even measuring that's complete. Yeah, overextended a little bit, in fact. Daily just about reset. Weekly, right on the very bottom. Monthly, probably rolling right over. Monthly don't look too hot on anything because we have done nothing but pull back. And there you go, count the waves. Right? We get this off here. Alright, it's only scraped up through here and took out the previous all-time high back here. Just barely, right? But you can count them. Pretty obvious. Alright, you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you should have a big rip to the upside here. A fifth wave yet. Alright, the total market cap's the only one that looks like that it's pretty much maxed out. If you put a fib on this, pull it down, push up towards $2.5 trillion. Where are we at now? 1.3. So that's another $1 trillion could be coming into this market. The total 3, what do we have left in it? Let's look and see. Total 3, the target is, and it's just barely set a new all-time high. Look at our dotted line across here when I hit this top. Let's open it up. Look at that. Just barely set a new all-time high. 1.67, and this is at about $900 billion right now. All right, so it's got a long ways to go. What, about $700 billion, almost double what it is right now, is the target for this. All right, so it's got a ways to go itself, right? And right on through, just looking at this on a weekly here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves there. Correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, starting 5 there. Now on a monthly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, this should have another run up left in it. It should have another run left. Right, definitely. And on a weekly here, I can see them right here. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves down, correction. Then back over here, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Should be another 5 right here. Then back on total 2. Let me make sure here. I want to be messing this up. Yeah, right there. Okay, you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 waves down, correction. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You should have a 5th wave up yet out of this thing. Up in here. The deeper your 4th wave pulls back, the higher the 5th wave target, right? The deeper you come down, the higher the 5th wave target. So 2 trillion, 2.1, right around there. A lot of times these extend out, so we got the count here. And then in between your corrective structure, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down in here. All right, you come in there, and I don't want to make these too sloppy. I got other videos to make here, but the wave counts look correct. All right, so hang in there. Don't take my, do your own research, guys. I'm not giving you any financial advice whatsoever. Do your own thing, right? Do your own thing when it comes to that. I have stuck by my guns here, and I have to stick by my guns. That Bitcoin dominance, I truly believe that thing has to roll over yet. And we have to have an alt season come in here yet. We don't have to have anything, right? It doesn't have to do it just because it's done it in the past. But And most of the time, you know, stuff that happens in the past with these charts usually repeats itself. Look at this. Here's your top 100 cryptos. There's Decreed, ZK, there's Dash, ICP, Zcash. You know, it's look at Zcash, $495. Look at ICP, 526. I think this thing has a long way to go. I really do. ICP, man, this thing. I looked at this chart. Well, yeah, look at this, $5.26. We don't want to read the white paper on this thing, but if you look at all this, I mean, this thing is beat down. Look at that. When I remember when it launched, $433 that thing was up to. Imagine if you were still holding from then. Wow, I'm sure somebody out there is, right? I mean, look at it right up here. It was $72, $72, and it's just taken a smashing, right? I mean, it's just really has gone down. Last year, it was up to almost 15. It was at $15. December of 2024, just a year ago. That's when November, when it started that run up. It looks like, huh? November 5th. Yeah, unreal. Just about the same time last year, this thing started a run up. Let's go over and look at that. Okay. Let's see. We're going to pull that chart up here. Yeah, let's do it right now. Go on this total 2 and pull it up. ICP. I'm just kind of curious. And weird, same exact time last year, right? ICP. It's on a weekly. Let's go on a daily. Alright, let's go back. Must be November 2023. Right here. November 2024. November 4th. Let's go back and see what happened. Right here you got, here's November 4th that finally hit a bottom. So on a daily. Let's see. There you go, count your waves up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, hit the bottom on the 3rd. 4th, then the 5th that started moving to the upside, but this thing ended up going up, what? 127%. Here we go again, right? October, November 3rd. This thing started moving already, but yeah, we'll see what happens with it here. Kind of curious to see, you know, because it has this overhead trend line coming down here, right? Coming right down through here. If ICP comes up and breaks that, and that's right up at about, what, $8.50? It could get pretty crazy for ICP. And what do you got here? Well, you kind of got, let's see, you got a fallen wedge in here? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. What do you know, right? Wow, beautiful. That's a nice setup, guys. I'm going to have to put that out in Discord. That's a beautiful setup. Beautiful falling wedge. This thing could potentially go up quite a bit further. Could end up, you know, towards that $20 region. This is a good, this is going to be a nice long once this comes up and breaks. Look at your wick, your fake out to the downside, grab liquidity and push it the other way. Typical. Speaking of Discord, man, we've been hammering some trades over there, people. If you're interested in joining up with a great group, we have 160 some members. There's a level 3 membership in the description of the video. It's only $15. Yeah, come over and check it out, please. We've been doing great. I don't know, the trades I put out this week, and I'm kind of guessing here. It could have been a 10 out of 15. I think we won, maybe better than that. I'm not even sure, and I'm counting a couple there that really went quite a bit up in price, but just didn't hit price targets, that I put out there. So we've been doing very well. Last week, it's pretty close to the same, probably right around there. Had a good few weeks of trading, right? And if we're coming into an alt season, this is the time when you're going to want to be leverage trading. You know why? Because if these are all going up, if we do hit an alt season and this stuff explodes, not only catching it on the way up, catching it on the way back down is huge money too. All right, you trade both ways with leverage, up and down. And if these things, if this, say ICP here, right? Let's take a measurement here on this thing, roughly. All right, say it breaks out to the upside, boom. All right, where's that take ICP? Up to about right around 20 bucks. Okay, now say you're leverage trading this. Say it breaks out, you get in on the retest, ride it up to 20 bucks. What is that? 150% on a 10x. You will just about 12x your money, 12 times your money. So if you have 1,000 on it, you potentially could make 12,000. If you go 20x, you could potentially, do a lot more than that, right? 25,000. I mean, it all depends on your risk tolerance and how much you have in it. But and then to trade it back down after it tops out, then we're going to short it, right? Then short it back down, do the same thing. Right, you make 20 on the way up, 20 grand on the way up, and 20 grand on the way down. Right, I mean that's how leverage trading goes. You can trade it both ways. But like I said, if that interests you, come over and sign up for level 3 membership and come join us. We would love to have you. We're gonna be killing this market. So anyway, Myro, let's come over here and see what is going on. See if we gotten anywhere near what I was talking about, or what we got in here. Alright, ended up running. Okay, ended up with a fake out. Looks like a fake out to the upside here. What ended up happening here with this thing. Let's get this off here. Alright, looked like it was going to do 5 waves, quite honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it would have looked for a 5th wave here, but it did not do that. Ended up pulling back with everything else, right? And especially with Bitcoin here. Now, what I would be watching for here on Myro, I was originally looking for a pullback down to this area. We pull up here. We are right in that area, where this thing could start taking off. The daily RSI is still coming down. Let's see here. We got a wave count going on in there, it looks like. Let's go to the 4 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. 4 hour had bullish divergence here. You had this low and a lower low. RSI had this low and a higher low. So you have bullish divergence here on the 4 hour, 12 hour. Just right at the bottom here. Yeah, this thing could start taking off here. Could start back to the upside, right? I mean, that's what it's looking like. I was originally looking for a pullback back down to that area, but that did not occur. So, well, 0.01228, that's a 618. Very possible you get a pullback down there, but I think this 50% might be good enough. This thing could start going now. Now with the daily, like I said, that's still coming down. Your weekly looks fantastic, right at the very bottom, and the monthly. Don't really have a monthly, right? 54 to 61. Just starting to get a monthly RSI. But the weekly looks very, very good, right? So we're going to watch for a bounce here from Myro. I think this thing comes up here and takes out 0.024. Maybe take this wick out, and I think this thing could really start running like I think everything is going to. You know, everything out there. I believe this Altseason is ready to get rolling, man. Just need this dominance to break and get things to start moving and get going here, right? I'm not, you know, I would not want to see Myro come down, you know, any more than a penny, you know. I mean, it drops below that. Something else would be up here, right? I mean, then this thing would either be crashing down lower. I want to see it hold where it's at, okay? No deeper than 0.01228 or 0.0123, you know, 123. Don't want to see it lose that. That's a 618. Want to see this thing start getting out of here and getting moving to the upside. That bullish divergence on the 4 hour starting to get a little bit of a pop here. Starting to get, you know, you have a trend resistance line coming right down through here. Right down through. Looks like it might be hitting it. That other one looked like a possible. That was a fake out through there. You can see how these line up, touch, and line up pretty decent through there. And I don't know if it comes out a little bit further. It is out here. Ran out about there, so it has a little bit to go yet till it hits that trend line. But if this breaks up above 0.0165, yeah. 0.0165, that's a break of this resistance, and this thing should get moving, right? You got 5 waves down here, corrective structure after this run up. Let's get this going, man. Let's get this freaking party going. I'm ready to see this stuff absolutely explode. I want to see that dominance roll over, and I want to see these altcoins just start tearing it up. I mean, these numbers on the right hand side, if you look here, I mean, these are a normal bounce after a Bitcoin dump like that, right? I want to see all these in at least the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s over here for an alt season. That's what I want to see over here, right? Got 1,000 rats, blockchain bets, man. I told people about that. Man, I believe that thing's got a long ways to go. You know, you got Trump bouncing here. Casper finally running, Render finally going, Digibyte, you know, who talks about Digibyte anymore? You know, look what this thing is doing. I mean, that when stuff starts popping off like that has done nothing since what? Last year. November and December last year, same exact thing. November, you hit your bottom the beginning of November, and it ran up. That's when you hit your bottom. The beginning of November, and that's when this thing ran up last time, right here. November 2024 is that bottom right there, and then it ran up. How much? Digibyte. Nobody even talks about this anymore. Ran up 350%. Not too bad, right? That's about what it. That's February of 2024. Man, it ran up twice like that. Nice. And then this was the previous, the previous bull run. Look what it ran up to in the bull run. What did it go up to? 18 cents. Yeah, looks a lot different than where it's at now for sure. Look at that on the weekly. Big difference, right? I mean, that's them 2 runs in November. And look at that blast. Yeah, it's a huge difference. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Keep your eyes open out there. Get this dominance dropping and get this party started. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.